Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Cavalli.
My name is Marques White.
And we welcome you to the Wrevolution.
Look, I know I said that I was riding such a high from NXT Takeover that nothing can bum my mood out this week. And so far, that stands true. Raw, you tried. You definitely tried, but I'm still happy. We're still having a good time.
And we're going to have a really, really good time when we're recording tomorrow night for the Wednesday Night Wars, the best night of the week to watch TV.
Yes, so if you can't tell, once again, we've got a little bit of extra lighting because it is daytime because we're recording this before we go to work again.
Yay.
Yeah, so we'll do it all for you guys.
I'm so exhausted. So I want to go ahead and catch them up a little bit on some news from around the WWE before we jump into things. So first of all, Matthew Hardy still in contract negotiations with the company. However, things are looking to go extremely south as he is declined another contract offer. So it's looking like Matt Hardy will be out of the company March 1st. Currently, they're saying the status of the negotiations are that he's been offered quite a hefty load of money. But he said, if you do not give me significant creative control over my character, I will not be re-signing.
Sounds like Hardy's making all the right moves here. He's playing hardball, and I love it.
It sounds like the Revival are having the same issue. They, I can't remember if it was Scott Dawson or Dash Wilder that posted, actually tweeted, saying that they don't want to be damn champions. They just want a lick of control with their characters. So it sounds like the same kind of issue going around WWE, especially considering the alternative tends to give you quite a bit of leeway with your character.
Yes.
Additionally, we have 2 possible WrestleMania matches that have been unveiled. The AJ Styles Open Challenge, which we talk about a little bit tonight on Raw, reportedly will be answered by The Undertaker. Taker has come out and said that he is one of 2 people that he'd like to face at WrestleMania, stating that AJ Styles is the closest thing to Shawn Michaels you can get today. And the other match, John Cena will be coming back for WrestleMania and reportedly facing Elias. Now, that's not set in stone, hopefully.
I hope so. No offense to Elias, but I don't want to see Elias versus Cena.
And I'm not entirely a huge fan of AJ Styles versus Undertaker. I still would love to see the Sting match. So, if Sting does get cleared...
I want the Cena match. Like, we still didn't get that.
Yeah. If Sting does get cleared, I'd love to see Sting and Undertaker and then have John Cena take on AJ at WrestleMania.
I just don't get it. If they're both fighting at Mania, why don't they just fight each other?
Cena, Undertaker?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, they're both fighting at Mania anyway, and then the other... I don't count the first match as an actual match. It was hey, Taker's here. Don't take a single bump. Cena loses.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so... Whatever.
He was just coming off surgery.
I know that's why I wanted it for this year.
Yeah.
So, is that all? Is that all the news?
Yeah, that is my
news.
4 tidbits of news in the news, on the news.
Well, there you go. You're the Monday, or actually today, Tuesday, after the weekend update?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So, Raw was live from Washington. Just Washington, apparently. They didn't give us a city or if it's the D.C. or nothing. They just said Washington. So, cool.
Well, they probably didn't want to give a city because they were afraid that their numbers would look really crappy, especially if they were in the Metro Seattle area, considering 17,000 people showed up for a political rally and not even 13,000 people showed up for Raw.
Yikes. Yes, so right out the gate, we've got Randall Keith coming out, and he's in quite the mood. Says that the match with Matt Hardy scheduled tonight, which is supposed to be a street fight?
No holds barred.
No holds barred. Says that's not going to happen, obviously, because Matt Hardy has not been cleared by WWE officials. Then Matt comes out, as he took offense to the truth, so he comes out and he says, I just want to know why, Randy, still, what the hell is wrong with you? Why did you attack Edge? You tried to do the same thing to me that you did to Edge. You tried to take this from me, but you can't take this from me. No one can. Little shots at WWE, right? So he says, I don't know what my future is, but it's going to be determined by me, not by you.
I don't think he's talking to Randy anymore.
No, definitely not. Then Randy says, you should have said goodbye last week on your own terms. Then Matt gets in the ring slowly, feebly. Looks like he's ready to put up a fight, but, he's got the fist up, but, he's wearing a neck brace. He looks beat up, and Randy just looks at him and laughs. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if I RKO you right now? If I hit you with a concerto, what would you do? Matt he's not willing to back down, so then Randy goes, you got balls, Matt. I respect you, and I respect Edge. In fact, I loved Edge like a brother. Sorry. Then he walks away, gets out the ring, and heads up the ramp. And then he stops, takes off the jacket, goes to turn around. And Matt knows what's coming, so he immediately slides out the ring, grabs a steel chair, and he's ready. He's ready for a fight. Orton slowly walks up, goes to climb in the ring. Matt Hardy, swing and a miss, gets his neck snapped off the ropes. And so it begins again. Randy Orton,
Yikes.
RKO, grabs the chair that Matt was holding. Multiple chair shots. And then he takes off the neck brace. Leans Matt Hardy's head against a steel chair on the mat. And grabs another one. We're going to see a concerto again. Then he decides against it. Goes, nah. Throws the chair out the ring. Goes to leave. And then he turns back around, grabs the chair he threw out the ring, grabs Matt Hardy, puts his head on the steel stairs. Concerto?
I suppose.
Yeah, concerto. Twice. 2 times.
One more time. One more time. One more time.
And then after the second one yells, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And walks away.
Stupid.
So, yeah, it's like I've always said, heel Randy is the best Randy. Never turn him face. He's just the best as a heel. Always has been, always will be. So, I love this. I don't love it for Matt, but hopefully this is actually them writing him off TV if contract negotiations are done. That's the bye Matt, so.
The exalted one.
Yeah, so next we get the battle of the squash matches.
Yeah.
As it's Eric Rowan versus Aleister Black. Even the commentators are confused as to who's the favorite of this match.
I'm confused as to who booked this match.
Well, okay, at least it's no longer either men just fighting random local jobber.
Yeah.
Now they have to actually have a real match, and Aleister looked like he was like, oh, I actually have to fight somebody who can fight back now. And it was as competitive as you'd expect it to be, but it wasn't very long. Aleister hits 2 Black Mask. The first one, Rowan just went down to a knee. He looked stunned, but he was starting to get back up. Aleister Black hits him with the second one, and that one does it. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black gets the victory. There was not much from this match, except that, okay, Aaron actually beat someone that's not just a random, person. So, baby steps, I guess. Baby steps.
You can tell I took a ton of stock in this episode of Raw because I'm just exhausted. Not just life exhausted, because that's all the time. I'm wrestling exhausted right now. After really awful SmackDown, the low point to the high point on Sunday to the midpoint on Monday.
Yeah, I'd have to give Raw a C- for this episode. C- D+.
I'd say C. I'll give it a solid C. I was always an easy grader though.
No, I give you a C- Raw. You're trending down again. I need you to come back up. And then we do get a high point as the Queen, Charlotte Flair, comes out to the ring, and she points at the sign. First thing she does when she gets in the ring, she says, I want to go to NXT because I just want to know who was giving Rhea Ripley the idea that she could face the Queen. So then she went to Takeover last night. And, she had a good time. Started reminiscing about the old days, about coming up in a warehouse, training constantly, having to fight her way up, the women's revolution, all that, the path that she and her classmates blazed for NXT. And it just made her angry because the entitlement of the new generation of Rhea Ripley to come to Raw and think she can fight the Queen, the entitlement to think that she's going to try to challenge Charlotte Flair for the title that Charlotte put on the map. Her words, not mine. It's disrespectful. So she says, Rhea, I'm going to humble you at WrestleMania because everyone's the next big thing until they're not. Whew. Wow.
Do you want to say that right, though?
What?
Everyone is the next best thing until they are not.
Yeah, if it was anyone other than, Charlotte cutting this promo, it would have been probably just a hair better. I mean, I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's one of the few times where I actually, felt somewhat emotion from the robot that is Charlotte. So, I like it, and it makes me happy for the match. So
They're learning. They're developing feeling.
It's the newest software update for Charlotte. So next, we come back from commercial break, and there's a triple threat match for the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
RTruth, by the way, congratulations on restarting your rap career. The song was alright, but not the point.
It
was alright. Yeah. The video was cool, though. But RTruth versus Mojo Rawley versus Riddick Moss for the 24/7 championship. And the best part of this match was RTruth doing the 5 moves of doom. Paying homage to one John Cena. Except he couldn't hit the 5th move. He couldn't hit the attitude adjustment, as it's called now. And then as Mojo escapes that, he gets rolled up by Riddick Moss. 1, 2, 3, and still 24/7 champion Riddick freaking Moss.
Well, of course RTruth hit the 5 moves of doom. John Cena was his idol when he was growing up.
I just can't. I wanted to see RTruth go through all 6.
Oh.
Include the lightning fist. Yeah. I would have loved. I'd have popped if I had just seen RTruth hit Mojo with an AA.
Oh,
that'd have made me laugh. But after the match, Mojo is furious. He's more angry at Truth than he is at Riddick Moss. When Riddick is running away, he's just kind of like, where you going? And then he goes, it's the Truth. This is your fault. He goes to grab him and attack him, and RTruth fights out, hits him with the scissors kick. What's up? And that's that.
I genuinely think that we need to now have RTruth go to the point where he is so delusional he thinks he's Dr. Thugonomics John Cena.
Well, I had an idea once that new RTruth music video came out. You kind of saw the real RTruth there, which, I mean, he's obviously not the character he plays. He's not, insane.
Yeah, goofy.
Yeah, so I would love to see, when Truth was heel with The Miz, a few years back, I liked that version of Truth. I'd love to see, a new heel Truth come out, be, super serious, just, I'm done with the goofy stuff, just come out and just beat the crap out of people. Even if you want to do, a Dr. Thugonomics type deal with it, because he is a rapper, that'd be kind of funny, but, still, have it, be a serious type thing. I'd be okay with that.
I just want him to steal John Cena's moveset and John Cena's character since he just, left.
Yeah. I mean, he basically does. RTruth fights in George, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. He's John Cena.
He's John Cena. He's the new Cena.
I was wondering why I've always liked RTruth so much.
So, next we get a major announcement. Because Elimination Chamber does exist.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know.
Oh no!
I know.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to book this pay-per-view? Because we totally forgot about it because we had a Saudi show a month earlier.
So it is announced that for the first time ever, we are having a women's Elimination Chamber match.
Wrong. We had the women's tag team Elimination Chamber match last year.
That doesn't really count, though.
Wrong.
doesn't really count.
Wrong.
So, inside the Women's Elimination Chamber match, it's going to be Natalya
Yay.
versus Liv Morgan
Yay.
versus Sarah Logan
Yay.
versus Ruby Riott
Oh, yay.
versus Asuka versus Shayna Baszler.
Winner.
So there are only 2 women that could potentially win this match.
Nah, man, 3.
Who's the third?
Nah, they're pushing Liv.
I thought you were gonna say they're pushing Sarah Logan.
No. No, I was only half joking.
I'm gonna be the women's champion.
No, there are some rumors that that if the Ruby Riott thing falls flat, that Liv Morgan could possibly get a push towards the title. But
Yikes!
hey, I like Liv in the ring now.
Yeah, I don't want to see her versus Becky.
No,
Especially,
I don't either.
yeah, but so Shayna's winning this match.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: she's going to win. And I mean, you couldn't have done better than this.
Spoiler alert for the men's one that hasn't even been announced. Roman's winning. Like I hate to break this to you.
But
The men's match hasn't even been announced yet.
and Roman's winning.
Roman's winning.
Yeah. So that was an announcement, and then we get the winner of the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble match, Drew McIntyre. So he comes out, he talks about WrestleMania, and he says, well, you know, that means I have to point the sign, but Charlotte already did it, so I gotta come up with something new. How do you guys want to be on TV? Everybody, we're gonna point at the sign, we're gonna do the Claymore countdown. 3, 2, 1, and the entire crowd points at the sign. They do like a pan out so they can actually show the crowd. That was a little silly, but I mean, it was funny. And then Drew McIntyre says, so, there's a little geography lesson for you guys. Fun fact, did you know that Suplex City is located in Claymore Country? It says right here on the t-shirt. And out comes Paul Heyman. He immediately calls for Brock Lesnar to come out. Crowd gets ready. Drew McIntyre takes his shirt off. He's ready to go. And then Paul goes, I'm sorry, Drew. You didn't actually think Brock Lesnar was here, did you?
Why would he show up live to Raw?
I just wanted everyone to know what it's going to sound like when you hear the words, and still. And then he points at the sign. He says, I can point too. So then Drew says, you know, you can say Brock's name all you want. You can say it when you're in the back. You can say it here in the bathroom. Doesn't matter. And then Paul goes, I'm not here to debate you, Drew McIntyre. You know, actually, I kind of like you. I have respect for you. But here's someone that has no respect for you. And out comes MVP, as it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus MVP. And he has a mic on his way down the ring. Says that he's got a big issue with Drew. That, you know, we used to be boys. I had a lot of respect for you. But last week, you hit me with a cheap shot. So I promise you this week, you're going to get beat up. And you're going to see it coming. Ain't no cheap shots coming. And then proceeds to hit him with a cheap shot.
Didn't you retire?
Yeah.
Literally like 3 weeks ago?
That's what was reported. But, you know.
And then Vince tossed a bag of money at your feet and you were like, well, you know, I guess.
Yeah, sounds about
if
right.
I have to.
Yeah, so MVP, cheap shot with the microphone, hits him with a player's boot, which is his finisher, by the way. And Drew completely no-sold it.
I mean, you know, it's his finisher, but he's also old and retired.
I mean, you could take a boot to the face, you'd think you do a little bit more than That kind of hurts a little bit.
yeah, especially when it's put people away from for championships. But.
Yeah, so Juno sells it, immediately goes to town and MVP. Future Shock DDT, followed by the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming. 1 Montel Vontavious Porter. Bye-bye. And then
Bye now.
Becky Lynch, the man, comes out and she's holding the bag. Yeah, she comes out holding a bag, but not just a bag, the bag, as she says that she came to this country for fame and fortune. She doesn't really have a lot of use for fame, but I finally know what I'm going to do with my fortune. Dumps the bag, it's full of hundreds. So I was like really confused, like, where is this going? And then she says, I'm just doing this because I'm paying my fine right up front. My future fine for what's going to happen after I destroy Shayna Baszler. Okay?
I got it. You have money. You can attack Shayna Baszler.
Like, there was no, like, intensity in this at all.
Not at all.
There wasn't a single point where I was like, wow, this is emotional, this is passionate. Like, no, it was just so cringe.
And way to just...
Flex?
No. Way to just absolutely stick your middle finger up to the concept that there is an Elimination Chamber match happening. You're like, I'm going to get my hands on Shayna Baszler, and I'm like...
She hasn't won yet.
Okay, well, I guess screw you to the other 5.
Well, because even WWE isn't taking this match seriously. They're not taking this pay-per-view seriously. They all know what we all know, and it's going to be Shayna, and it's going to be Roman. Like,
the big dog. The big dog.
Yeah, so, yeah, no one's taking this. Just take it off the calendar. If you're not going to actually do build-up. This is what happens when you do a blood money-soaked Saudi pay-per-view a month before what your actual pay-per-view is going to be.
But the blood money-soaked one, A, is more profitable, and B, it doesn't have anything concrete on it either. Brock Lesnar's facing Ricochet.
That's like...
The Fiend is facing old-ass Goldberg.
Because this is the thing. They realize that they have 2 pay-per-views back-to-back, and you have to build towards Mania.
So they're just doing nothing either.
Because they don't know what... They have no idea what they're doing. That's why I'm saying, if you're going to do the Saudi pay-per-view, get rid of Elimination Chamber, actually build towards that. If you're going to do the Elimination Chamber, get rid of the Saudi pay-per-view, and build towards that. You can't do both. You've proven you can't do both.
What if we do Elimination Chamber at Super Showdown?
Oh. They don't deserve that.
No, but I mean, well, they're paying enough money for it. Regardless of who died for said money. Yeah, I mean, in theory, you could literally just do Elimination Chamber there. That two birds with one stone.
That's probably the money that Becky Lynch was holding from that bag, too.
There wasn't enough blood on it. Or you do Super Showdown and Elimination Chamber as a thing every year, and you just don't always hold it in Saudi Arabia. Go to Wembley.
Yeah, remember when that was in Australia? Good times.
Yeah, go to Australia.
Good times, yeah.
Don't go to Beijing. That's probably not a good idea.
Go to Japan.
Go to Japan. Yeah, go to the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Dude, Super Showdown at the Tokyo Dome with Elimination Chamber?
That'd be amazing. Yeah. Remember the last time they went to Japan? Oh, you don't? Because it was just a random special called Beast in the East?
Which Japanese crowds love all the guys who have spent time in New Japan. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Dude, have like Brock versus Shinsuke.
Oh.
A match that no one in WWE would want to see, but everyone there would.
And it would be a good match because they would actually book it right because Japan.
Yep.
So I'd love to see that. So after she does that, Shayna Baszler appears on the screen. And
are her fangs out?
Yeah. Her fangs are all out. Yeah, she says that, sorry about that last week. I didn't plan on biting you, but imagine what I do have planned for you. I'm going to go in the Elimination Chamber match a cage match, which, fun fact for everybody, Shayna Baszler is a former cage fighter, UFC fighter.
Nah.
So she says, it's going to be a cakewalk. Even Shayna's like, you're throwing me in a cage match? I'm about to destroy everybody.
You are throwing me into a cage with 5 other people. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They need to have Shayna go out first and just eliminate everyone as they come out the door.
Shayna is taking this about as seriously as WWE and the rest of us are. Because everyone knows Shayna's winning this match. So she then stares right at the camera and goes, her words, not mine, Becky Lynch, I'm going to tear the living shit out of you.
Your ass is mine!
Yep.
Wow, I never thought someone would be more cringe than the Nyla Rose promo, but
no, man, that was great. Your ass is mine! That was my favorite promo.
Of course it was.
No, so Becky goes, Elimination Chamber. Thanks for that. I'll be watching and I'll be rooting for you. So is everyone
else.
Becky.
No one wants to see Becky Asuka 3.
No.
No one wants to see Becky live.
Yeah.
No one wants to... Well, maybe Becky Ruby, I guess.
Yeah.
No one wants to see Becky versus Sarah Logan.
No one wants to... I love you, Natalia, but no one wants to see you in a title match.
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
No.
No. No, I'm sorry.
Not current Natalia.
Not any version of Natalia.
3 years ago.
I don't even know if I liked her then.
Yeah, but like 3 years ago, you got to think she probably would have been facing someone like Nikki Bella or like Paige or like...
That doesn't make it better. You say Nikki Bella? Ew. Yeah. By the way, congratulations to the Bella twins on their...
simultaneous pregnancies?
Not only that, but their simultaneous induction into the Hall of Fame. Yay! What did they do? What did they do to deserve... I'm going to go off on a tangent.
Twin magic!
I'm going to go off on a tangent on this.
But you can't touch... Keep dreaming on the stars above.
No, you're singing the wrong one, man. You gotta do the Bree mode. Bree mode! It's so bad.
I wish I had more room so I could do the full Nikki Bella turn.
We can pull off twin magic, right?
About that.
What? We look about the same, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's colorblind.
No, man, I'm colorblind too. I don't see color. Everyone's the same.
You know, there are maybe 2 people in this world I probably could pull off twin magic with. You are not one of them. People often ask Dan and Nick if they're my brother.
Yeah,
I don't really see it with Nick.
I don't see it with Dan either.
But you know what? Twin magic, let's do it.
There you go.
We'll be the Collins twins.
And this is actually the perfect segue into my favorite segment of every Monday Night Raw. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's Latino Hour! And featuring Bob and Rusev.
So it's Minority Hour.
Minority Hour, yes. Featuring a European. So.
He's what, Eastern European?
Yeah.
That's minority.
What about Lana? She's about as white as it gets.
She's just white.
Yeah. So, we have an interview backstage with the duos of Lana and Bob. And Selena Vega and Angel Garza. And Lana goes, well, we just thought that, as 2 resident couples here, that for Valentine's Day, that this would be cute, almost like a double date. And Zelina Vega is looking puzzled the whole time, like, Lana, honey, like, no, I like you. I like the idea of this. And while we are a pair,
this ain't happening.
We are a couple of amazing people. This is strictly a business relationship between myself and Angel Garza.
What's really happening is that she saw that Andrade was suspended and was like, you're the same.
So then Angel Garza goes, Yes, I feel the same way because as amazing as Zelina Vega is, as stunning as she is, no woman can tie down this a ladies' man. And no man can measure up to me. So,
really, we're doing measuring jokes. Really, Angel?
Whose Claymore is bigger?
Well, both of your RKOs were rather spectacular, but my Claymore is bigger.
My favorite part of that is the T-shirt that Drew McIntyre wears now, which is just a picture of him holding a giant Claymore sword.
Yep.
So, it is massive. So.
Drew, you're right. Your Claymore is bigger.
Yep. So, moving on from that. It's Rusev and Humberto Carrillo versus Bob and Angel Garza. So, Rusev looked great in this match. So did Angel Garza, as he always does. But this wasn't much to talk about in this match.
No, I mean, the ring chemistry was pretty good. Humberto and Angel are good in the ring together. Yeah. Bob came in, did a pretty good job of just slowing down the pace once in a while. So things went well, and, Rusev loses per the usual.
Yep. Garza rose up Rusev, holds the tights for the victory.
When do you think Rusev's going to get another W?
Nope. Who's lost more, Rusev or Bob?
Bob! No, probably Rusev.
Probably Rusev, yeah. So then after Rusev, obviously frustrated, attacks Angel Garza while he's celebrating on the turnbuckle. Just kind of sends him flying out of the ring, and then that's it.
So there is a rumor going around that this whole thing with Rusev all boils down to issues with contract negotiations. He right now is not happy with his contract, and he's trying to renegotiate and everything, and contract negotiations broke down. And right around the time they did, they took his actual real-life wife, had her cheat on him with Bobby Lashley, has not won a match since.
Well, the weird thing... Well, that's not true. He has won.
Yeah, like one or two.
Well, here's the weird thing, though, is that he had just signed a new contract. So you're locked in, buddy. You're pulling a Sasha Banks here, as much as I'm all for the wrestler and wanting your own creative control, you sign the deal with the devil, you get what you get.
You literally work for a dude who's willing to put on a show in Saudi Arabia for blood money.
Yeah,
you should know what you're getting into.
So I'm not trying to say I don't feel bad for Rusev or Sasha or anyone for that matter that is in this situation, but.
Rusev.
You know what you're getting into. If you're going to sign a new extension on your contract, you can't just immediately go, right after, well, I'm still not getting pushed, so I want out now. That's not how that works.
It's totally different if it's, your first contract, but once you've already been there for a while, it's dude, you know what to expect.
Yeah. It's not like you haven't been here for, how many years now? You know what you're getting into, so I just think that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I just think that's ridiculous. And now, continuing on with, Minority Hour, we have the Kabuki Warriors, as it's going to be Natalya versus Kairi Sane.
Why?
By the way, hey, remember the women's tag team division?
Nope.
Remember that?
Nope.
Yeah, no, me either. Just wondering what those belts were that they're wearing around their necks.
They're just they're props.
Props, just decoration.
Yeah, it's like gold medal, except it doesn't mean anything, and gold medals do.
Yeah, I'm waiting for one of these weeks for the belts to just disappear, and then we just all pretend the women's tag division doesn't exist, like WWE pretends already it doesn't exist. Because what's the point? I didn't think there was a point when they were announced because you didn't have a strong enough women's tag division. And
you had the Iconics and Fire and Desire.
Yep, and one of those I don't see on TV ever at all. So, yeah. So the Kabuki Warriors come out and they go, "Oh, Natalya, are you okay? We don't care!" And then they start chanting, "We don't care." And then Asuka says, "I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber Easy peasy.
No.
No, you're not. I mean, if you do, cool, but you're not.
If you do, I'm not watching your match at Mania.
I don't want to see you versus Becky again. Unless you somehow win, then...
Nope, I still don't want to see it.
Yeah. So, sorry, Oscar. So then, this match starts out, and the only other thing I have with that is Kyrie hit the Judas effect, and Natalya kicked out at 2. So, for the very first time... No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. For the first time ever, someone's kicked out of the Judas effect!
And, I just thought that was funny. But then we see Asuka kick Natalya on the outside of the ring while the ref is distracted, and Kairi Sane wins via countout. So this is the first time in a minute we've seen someone lose via countout. It's been a while. Good old countout loss.
To be fair, someone's going to kick out of the Judas effect in less than a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, so. And then, ladies and gentlemen.
And if he doesn't, we riot.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for as we are getting a sermon from our Monday Night Messiah. We are entering blasphemous territory here, aren't we? As they have a little mini pew set up in the ring, and when Seth Rollins comes out, his Titantron's been replaced with just a giant image of him on the stained glass. It's massive.
There's a lectern with stained glass Seth Rollins on it in the
The note cards he's holding has the little stained glass Rollins. Also, I kind of put here the irony of him being called the Monday Night Messiah, having the stained glass, but then to burn it down with flames and fire before his entrance. Burn it down! And as Rollins is walking down to the ring, he's he's just blessing people.
No.
He's bless you, my child. He's literally like the Pope blessing people on his way down to the ring. Yeah. So, this is entering blasphemous territory. He's gonna get struck by lightning, and I'm not talking about the Undertaker. So, this is
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. So, there's it. Start out by the way to the fan in the first couple rows holding the Monday Night Messiah is not my Jesus sign. That was fantastic. So,
nah, my Jesus is Sammy Guevara.
No, he's a god.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a Spanish god. Yeah, so Seth Rollins comes out and he says that, I didn't create the sermon label that was created by the higher ups. I'm just here to deliver my message. However, what I have to say is divine. He says you're gathered here to celebrate progress in moving forward in my vision. Phase 1 is complete after beating Joe, Kevin Owens, the Viking Raiders, all his little stable. And he says, Phase 2 won't be easy. Crowd starts booing. He goes, brothers and sisters, please. I understand your confusion and your pain. I was getting Jim Jones vibes from this whole segment, by the way. But, yeah. Brothers and sisters, please, I understand your confusion and your pain. Phase 2 won't be easy, but it's necessary for the greater good. It is time to seek out the weak, the lesser than, and the non-compliant flaws in the system. We will rehabilitate them if we can. We will eradicate them if we must. And this is not a threat. This is from the heart. This is the gospel.
The gospel according to Rollins. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Seth.
And Seth Rollins. Yikes. I'm telling you, man. Lightning bolts.
Lost the 316 said, I just whipped your ass. Rollins 316 says, we will rehabilitate them if we can. We will eradicate them if we must.
Yeah, man, that's right after.
This is the gospel.
It's right under
This is the gospel of the Lord.
It's right under where, turn the other cheek, right?
Yeah, turn the other cheek, eradicate those who don't follow you. I just whipped your ass.
Yep.
They're all in the same book, right?
Yep. So,
oh, man.
Yeah, yikes.
I'm going to hell for this podcast.
This, I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever wrote this is already on their way there. So,
Well, it's Vince, so yeah.
I mean, he already won his match with God, though, right? so we get a Viking Raiders attack.
Oh my
And Rollins just kind of GTFOs, and he's standing on the top of the ramp, and he receives a stunner from Kevin Owens.
Does that make Owens the Antichrist?
Maybe.
The Riders of the Apocalypse. That is their stable.
I mean, I was thinking more that we got a false prophet here. And that kind of leads into what happens later on. But Rollins, after, gets interviewed, and he says that the Authors of Pain and Murphy, Murphy, are going to fight Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders, later tonight.
They're going to take on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes. So, and then, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, the OC is on Monday Night Raw, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, is back.
And he has a very important question. Who's next?
Yes, I love that they were, first of all, announced as the best tag team in the world. Also, they all do the WrestleMania point at the sign, and then
When only one of the three of you is going.
yeah, and then Gallows. Oh, come on, Gallows and Anderson would be in the
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yep. So then Gallows and Anderson start complimenting AJ Styles. They call him the new Mr. WrestleMania. They says, and then he starts listing off his own accomplishments. Says, I'm humble, but I go on to say that I am the greatest superstar on any roster,
Yep.
in any era.
Hmm.
And he says that when I win the Kuwait match, that I'll say, who's next? And I don't care if it's Brock, if it's Ricochet, if it's Roman, if it's Drew, if it's Taker, if it's Shawn Michaels, if it's Razor Ramon, if it's Sting, Little Soul Patch.
If it's the whole NWO at once.
And they're all too sweet. And then out comes Ricochet. AJ says, hold up, little Ricky. I was just being nice when I mentioned you. No one actually believes you're gonna win. What did you even do to deserve a title match? You know, AJ, I've kind of been asking myself the same question.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ricky says, it's alright, you're laughing, but...
Please tell me we're not going to call him Ricky from now on.
Oh, yeah, man, he's Little Ricky.
Little Ricky and Bob.
Little Ricky and Bob, yeah. So, Little Ricky, he says, that's alright, you want to laugh, that's fine, but I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar.
Nope.
I want to fight.
nope.
I'm going to fight you tonight. And then Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson.
Are you okay there, bud?
That's like a mini stroke.
Carl Anderson.
On that stuff, Charlotte's on. Good job.
No, you had one of those buzzers in your shirts like the Astros, and it just went off.
Yep. Well, I know what pitch is coming now, right? Does that mean I'm winning the World Series?
Did you hear what happened at spring training yesterday?
No.
For the first time when players and pitchers reported together.
No.
They were doing batting practice, and there was a guy in the crowd banging on a trash can.
That's great.
He got thrown out.
Yeah. So, Carl Anderson says, whoa. I'm not going to let AJ Styles' first match back be against him, a non-good brother. And since I am the toughest man in the building, I accept. So, yeah.
Yikers. Absolute yikers.
So, Carl Anderson versus Ricochet. This is actually a pretty good match. I mean, as it should be. It's Carl Anderson, who at one point was part of the best tag team, one of the best tag teams in the world back in New Japan, not so much now, and was considered actually as a fantastic solo competitor. Mm-hmm. He was compared to the likes of like Arn Anderson for his spine buster. So good match, as you thought. Just a little short, but still a good match. Ricochet wins with the Benadriller. So, spoiling the reunion of the OC. That made me kind of sad. Not that I don't like Ricochet, but can the OC win a match?
Nope.
At all?
No, man. They took Vince's blood money.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. So then we get a Liv Morgan interview.
Yay.
And she says that she felt a rush of emotion seeing Ruby Riott back last week. And then Ruby threw that all away. Threw away her friendship like it was nothing. And that would break any regular woman. That would have broken me, but not the new me. I won't be broken. I'm looking towards the future. And the future is me winning Elimination Chamber and going on to fight for a championship at WrestleMania.
Yikes. About that, Liv.
Where these people are getting some wild ideas in their head.
Like, what makes you think you even belong in the match?
What did you do? You beat Lana a couple times?
Yeah. Lana.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how weak the Raw Women's Division is, though, right now.
That's true.
So, and we get, hell, even Charlotte's like, I don't want to be on this show. Let me go fight in NXT for a little bit. So, Charlotte knows what's up. She knows what's up. So, next, we get the main event of the evening.
Which was thrown together.
And here's my issue. So, it's Kevin Owens and Viking Raiders, versus the Disciples of Buddy Murphy and the Authors of Pain. Here's my problem. How many times do we have to see some
match?
Iteration of this match?
Every week.
Every week. It's the same match. It's just different. Who is Kevin Owens teaming up with this time? Is it Joe? Is it the Raiders? Is it all of them? Is it just like... How many times can you put on the same match week in and week out?
Do you want to find out? Because I'm sure they're going to show us.
I mean, they're probably going to do it every week until Mania. Mm-hmm. Like, this is so bad. And I like this feud. I like the storyline, but give me something else. Something. So, I didn't even take notes for this match because, I mean, you know what happens. You know what happens because they don't lose.
And we've seen it before.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
Well, no, they do lose, actually.
They lose. So they lose via disqualification as at the end, Seth Rollins attacks Kevin Owens. And then this is what I was talking about earlier in terms of the false prophet thing, because out come the Street Profits. Street Profits. Get it? Get it? It's... the whole Messiah thing. God, they are just like reaching hard.
Yeah, it's
aren't
bad,
they?
dude. It's really bad.
So they come out, which I didn't know they had any beef with the Disciples of Raw whatsoever. And they save Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders. And then Montez Ford and Ivar hit simultaneous splashes on both members of the Authors of Pain. And that's how Monday Night Raw signs off. C-. Like, you had some good. You had a lot of meh. Not really any bad. Just meh.
Match of the night.
Match of the night.
Let's not drag this out.
Carl Anderson versus Ricochet.
Okay. I have Minority Hour.
Minority Hour.
Humberto Carrillo and Rusev versus Angel Garza and Bob
Arriba. So, MVP, Nick.
I don't know, man. God. It was so just meh.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick another non-wrestler for MVP. Like someone who didn't fight this week, but I'm going to. AJ Styles.
So, my MVP is the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, for all of that opening segment. That was, excuse me, not the opening segment, but
the sermon.
The sermon, excuse me. the gospel, the deliverance of the gospel,
the gospel of the Lord, according to
Rollins. So, thank you, Mr. Rollins, for that. That was quite enjoyable. I had a good laugh. I quite enjoyed myself. One of the bright spots of the night. So, that's your Monday Night Raw review. Like I said, you're not bringing me down. I'm still riding this high, and we've got Wednesday Night Wars tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned in for that. And you know how you stay tuned? That's by joining the Wrevolution, following our social medias, which are down in the description below. We are live on, not live, but we are broadcast on YouTube, Podbean, and Spotify.
We're live, damn it!
iTunes, Google Play. Don't know what's happening with that. I'm going to have to maybe resubmit that because it's been a few weeks. And with that being said, do you have anything else?
I would just like to point out, you and I both did not pick someone who was in a match tonight.
Yep.
And if I recall correctly, we both did that on Friday as well.
Yeah.
Hey, main roster.
What have you done?
What is wrestling?
This is wrestling.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no. It's
All
really
right.
not. So, live from Studio 6.
Sorry, I'm still zoned out. I'm gonna go home and take a nap before work.
Well, I'm going straight to work. So, Marcus White,
Nick Cavalli, and we invite you as always to
join the Revolution. Have a good day, guys.
Top of the morning to you.
Bye-bye.